Hi all, Jonathan here from Style Factory, your go-to resource for e-commerce advice. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to sell books online. I'm going to look at two main approaches. First, using an e-commerce platform like Shopify to sell books using your own website. And second, selling through popular online marketplaces like Amazon, Etsy, and eBay. I'll also cover selling your books in both physical and digital formats. So whether you're an indie author, a side hustler with some secondhand books to shift, or someone selling ebooks and PDFs, this video is for you. Okay, let's get started. The two ways to sell your books. When it comes to selling books online, you've basically got two options. You can either build your own store using an e-commerce platform like Shopify, list your books on an online marketplace like Amazon, Etsy, or eBay. Each approach has pros and cons. If you build your own Shopify store, you get lots of control over branding, pricing, the customer experience, and customer data. And you won't have to pay commission to somebody on every book you sell. The challenge with this approach is that it's up to you to generate traffic to your online bookstore. When you're building a website entirely from scratch, you've also got to build an audience for it. The benefit of selling books on online marketplaces is that you get instant access to large audiences. Millions of people browse Amazon and Etsy every day looking for books. However, you'll be competing with a lot of other sellers, and services like these usually take a cut of your sales. But there's nothing to stop you from using both approaches when selling your books, and in fact doing so can give you the best of both worlds. So in what follows, I'm going to show you how to sell your books on Shopify, and then I'll move on to selling them on online marketplaces. Using Shopify to sell books. You can sell both physical and digital books on Shopify, and the first step to doing either is to start a trial of the platform. The best way to do this is by using the 3-month version of the Shopify trial. It gives you a lot of time to try out the platform and build your store. I've put a link to this extended trial in the video description. Then it's a case of choosing a theme for your store. Shopify's built-in publisher theme works nicely for books, but any clean, minimalist theme will do the job. I've put a link to the publisher theme in the video description, along with one that takes you to the full Shopify theme library too. Next, you'll want to start adding your books. I'll start by showing you how to sell physical books with Shopify first, and then move on to digital ones. Selling physical books on Shopify. To add a physical book to your Shopify store, go to the Products section in your Shopify dashboard and click Add Product. Then upload a clear photo of the book cover. Enter a title, description, author name, ISBN if needed, and a price. You'll need to make sure to enter the correct weight for your book. This will help with shipping calculations. If you want to limit or keep tabs on how many copies are sold, enable tracking under the inventory setting. After that, it's a case of configuring shipping settings. Shopify lets you offer free shipping, charge flat rates, or apply real-time carrier rates. You'll find these under Settings, Shipping and Delivery. And finally, you'll need to connect a payment gateway. Shopify Payments is the default and works well for most stores, but you can also use PayPal, Stripe, and others. You can set your payment gateway by going to Settings, Payments. Those are the basic steps involved in setting up a simple Shopify store. But if you'd like more detailed instructions, you'll find a link to our full guide to setting up a Shopify store in the video description. Now let's take a look at selling digital books with Shopify. Selling ebooks with Shopify. The process for selling ebooks on Shopify is very similar to selling physical ones. The main difference is that you need to install a downloads app first. The most straightforward option here is Shopify's own digital downloads app. Once installed, it lets you upload an ebook file to the platform, which it will automatically send to customers after they purchase it. If you need extra features like license keys, watermarked files, or more advanced delivery options, apps like SendOwl or SkyPilot are also worth looking at. Okay, so here's what you need to do to sell ebooks on Shopify using its digital downloads app. First, install the Shopify Digital Downloads app from the App Store. I've put a link to this in the video description. Then click Add Product. This will take you to a page where you can enter information about your book. Set status to draft for now. Enter the relevant information about your ebook, like description, jacket, and pricing. You'll usually want to untick the box that says this is a physical product, unless you plan on bundling your ebook with a physical book. Now, it's important to note that you won't be able to add your ebook file until you save your draft product. Once you've done that, you'll see a More Actions drop-down menu appear. Click on this and then choose the Add Digital File option. You'll then see the option to add the file containing your ebook to your product. Click the Add File link and upload your ebook. Once you've done this, click the Fulfillment button. This takes you to some settings that let you specify how you'd like to deliver your ebook, along with the maximum number of times that a customer can download it. At this stage, your ebook is now uploaded to Shopify, and once you've set the product to active, it can be purchased by your customers. If you'd like a more detailed walkthrough of this process, you'll find a link to our guide to selling ebooks on Shopify in the video description, or click the card at the top right corner of this video now. Next, I'm going to look at selling books on online marketplaces, starting with the big one, Amazon. But just before that, I'd like to invite you to download our free e-commerce kit, which is packed full of useful resources to help you sell products online. There's a link to this in the video description. Selling books online with Amazon. Selling books on Amazon gives you access to a massive global audience. Millions of readers use the platform to buy books every day. Significantly, books sold on Amazon are eligible for its influential bestseller charts. If your book sells well, it can quickly climb the rankings, gain extra visibility, and attract even more readers. If you're selling your own work on Amazon, the best way to do this is via its Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP service, which lets you sell your books in both physical and digital formats. For selling your own physical books, KDP lets you make use of a print-on-demand service. In other words, Amazon prints and ships an individual copy of your book every time someone places an order for it. This works great for indie authors because it means there's no need for them to invest in printing or storing any books. KDP also lets you sell ebooks very easily to Kindle users. You simply upload your manuscript and specify your price, and your ebook is made available to millions of Kindle readers within 72 hours. The only time-consuming part of selling your own books on Amazon is the preparation needed to get your file into either a printable or downloadable format. I've put a link to a resource in the video description that will help you with that. Okay, so that's how you sell your own books on Amazon. But what if you want to sell second-hand or collectible titles on the platform? Well, you can do this via Amazon Seller Central, Amazon's general marketplace for physical products. I've put a link to this in the video description. Other online marketplaces for selling books. Amazon may be the de facto marketplace for selling books, but there are some other ones worth considering too. For self-publishers, Barnes & Noble Press is worth using as an additional sales channel to Amazon. This opens up your work to users of Nook e-reader devices and Nook apps. Etsy is great for selling handmade books, zines, or niche titles. ebooks is a great option for selling rare, out-of-print or collectible books to a global audience of serious readers and collectors. And eBay is a great place to sell second-hand books or valuable ones that you want to run auctions on, getting the best of all worlds. When it comes to selling books online, we generally recommend taking a best of both worlds approach. Creating your own Shopify website to sell books is important because it essentially gives you your own platform, one that you can use to build a personal brand, blog, share news, and run offers with. Crucially, it lets you capture and use your customers' email addresses, something that Amazon and other online marketplaces don't typically permit. But there's no doubt about it. If you want to tap into an existing audience of book buyers, you're going to need to list products on online marketplaces too. And the good news is that Shopify connects pretty easily with major online marketplaces. You can use the Shopify Marketplace Connect app to sync your products automatically with marketplaces like Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, and eBay. I put a link to this in the video description. Now, if you intend to sell books on Amazon, this app is probably of most use to merchants who are selling other people's work. This is because Amazon's KDP service is usually the best option for self-publishing authors who want to sell to Amazon or Kindle users. And the Shopify Marketplace Connect app doesn't work with Amazon KDP. But for many booksellers, the option to sync product inventory between Shopify and a variety of online marketplaces will be a very useful one indeed. And that's it, our guide to selling books online. I hope you found this video useful. Please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe or follow wherever you're watching it. A reminder that you'll find links to all the services and resources that I've mentioned in the video description, including the special extended Shopify trial and our free e-commerce kit. And finally, if you have any questions about selling books online, just drop them in the comments. We read them all and we'll do our best to help.